Hello and welcome. I'm Cheryl Ivaniski, founder of Holistic Diabetes Solutions and host of this private Facebook group. So welcome to today's Wednesday Wellness Tip. It is a gorgeous afternoon here in the Greater Toronto area, and if you are not outside yet today, you need to get out there. It's absolutely gorgeous, whether it's a walk, a bike ride, whether it is just getting out in nature, taking a book with you. Go on out there and get some fresh air. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm out there next. If you're watching this replay on YouTube and you want many other tips and announcements that I share, be sure to join our Facebook. Just come to Holistic Diabetes Solutions group and you'll find us right there. Now, if you're here with me and you're part of this group already, I am so glad that you're here. And I want to welcome all of our new members. So welcome. I wrote to you all last night, welcoming you all. And I actually want to hear from all of you. I want to hear your burning questions. I want to hear the things that you want to talk about, the topics of interest to you, and where your biggest challenges are, and what kind of solutions that you're looking for. So I know that we're all looking for natural solutions on how to help heal diabetes from the inside out. And I know that we all want to get over that chaos of those high and low blood sugar levels. And people are asking me for help because they don't know where to turn. And I had nowhere to turn 24 years ago when I was diagnosed. And over all that time, having both my traditional background and my background in holistic medicine, I've been able to not just take my training and my own experience, but work in clinics and in studies with clients and patients over the last 24 years. So I've been able to find out what works, what doesn't, and put together solutions for people just like you and me who are living with diabetes, but who want to live vibrantly well and thrive in the face of it. As a holistic diabetes wellness expert, as a doctor of holistic medicine, and as a diabetes thriver, as I said, for just almost 25 years now, I'm really glad that we found one another because there's so much for us to share and there's so much progress for us to make with our own health. Last week, I shared a tip about our immune system and having it be strong as we're looking at planning and, heading back into our workplaces and our social settings. And, this involves not just us as adults, but our families and children's too. So all the tips that we talk about here can be shared with them too. So please feel free to include them. So today, I'm going to share another tip. And that tip is about building your immune system to stay strong in the face of adversity and in the face of stress. So many people are looking at going back to work after this, post-lockdown. And as you know, that there's phases of different businesses opening over time. So that means we're going to be in contact with more people, and we're going to need our immune systems to be even stronger than ever. Not just for this particular virus at this time, but for the viruses that are going to be coming in a year or 2 or 5 or 10 years from now. What's to come in the future? So as a woman living with diabetes and as someone who coaches and mentors and advocates holistic wellness for diabetes wherever I can, I need to assure that one thing, just one thing, does not interfere with my health. And you need to do the same. And stress, which can be caused by any trigger. It can be caused by a food. It can be caused by a person. It can be caused by a situation. It can be caused by pollution. It can be caused by materials and products. It can be caused by work deadlines. It can be caused by traffic, your family, your children, other health challenges, finances, relationships, and it goes on and on. The fact is, stress is always going to be there. The bigger question is, who are we as individuals with diabetes going to do about it? Are we going to react to it and give our power away to the stress? Or are we going to respond to it? And are we going to live empowered and let stress be a teacher for us? Sometimes, and a lot of the times, for the first several years of having diabetes, it can feel like there's really not a lot going on, especially in those with prediabetes and type 2 diabetes, because there's invisible, micro, small things that are going on the inside that seem harmless because you can't feel them. But just because you can't feel them doesn't mean that they're not happening. Actually, that's the most harmful time because we don't realize how much is happening, until it reaches a point when then we know. So the whole point is to not have even slightly elevated chronic blood sugar levels over time, because those actually do the most damage. So I do not want any one of you or myself or my family to have any of the effects of stress on the inside of the body. Because of diabetes, most stress does happen on the inside of the body. What does that look like on the inside of the body? Well, on the upper side of the upper part of the body, it looks like compromised brain health, compromised oxygenation to the brain, which is the cause of type 3 diabetes, which is Alzheimer's. And you can have type 3 diabetes associated and along with the other types. So you can have type 1 and 3, you can have type 2 and 3. So you can have prediabetes with type 3. So we'll talk about that and again another time. But the point is the oxygenation and the quality of what's in our bloodstream is what is either our friend or not when it comes to stress on the internal parts of our body. So I want you to have the best blood flow, the best oxygen flow, and I don't want excess insulin. So if you're ever insulin resistant and your medications aren't working like they have been, you want to get off them. You want to lower your insulin requirements. If you're dependent on insulin like I am, you don't want excess floating insulin in your bloodstream. That is a stress. That's internal inflammation. And you don't want the residue of medications lingering in there either. So what we want to do is we want to oxygenate those cells. And that's in the upper part of the body. In the mid-body, of course, we want a healthy heart, healthy kidneys, healthy organs everywhere, healthy liver. And in our extremities, we want the best nerve health so that our capillaries are all alive and well, and our nerve endings are all alive and well. So what we're going to do is we're going to start to be savvy. We're going to start to be aware of those triggers of what stresses are. And how do we do that? We make that conscious choice to take a mental awareness check-in to let us know how our feelings are, how our stress levels are, how they're gauged. And a really great way to be able to do that is with a body scan. Now, if we just close our eyes, can also do this open-eyed, but if we just take a few minutes, just 3 or 4 minutes, a couple of times a day, and we actually scan through our body. And we can see if we're lit up and if we're overexcited or if we're stressed or if we're cool and we're chill and we're okay. So doing that body scan means scanning from the top all the way through slowly. And when you get to your jawline, you will notice that many people carry stress in the jawline. So you want to relax your jawline. If you're clenching your teeth or if it's a tight jawline, you can simply relax. And then the jaw going along the maxilla and the mandible can relax. It's very, very big. And then you continue down throughout your body. And as you're doing that, you'll notice that your breathing will change and that you'll be able to scan and notice where areas of your body feel out of balance and where they feel in balance. So doing that body scan is very important. It allows you to do deeper breathing. It allows you to focus your attention on you and not the distractions around you. And that's really awesome. So the body scan is a really great technique. And once you're able to scan that, you can then say to yourself, what's a next step that I need to do? And we'll talk about that in future tips. But the tip today that I want to give you is becoming aware of triggers. So that conscious awareness. What I do is I like to write that down on paper on a sticky. Actually, I use stickies all the time. So I will write that down on a sticky, and then it's in front of me so that I know that I can see that on my computer screen. So if it's in my phone, I never see it again. It gets lost. And then once I'm aware of it, then I can have some power with it. Becoming aware of it is 60-70% of the issue. The rest of it is being able to either react to it or respond to it. So we'll do some more techniques on responding, but the first really great tip is the body scan. I want to hear what some of the tips are and some of the strategies that you use in your own life that help you manage your stress. You know, next week I'll share another stress boosting tip that works really well. And it actually is something that only takes about 5 or 10 minutes, but it's awesome. So everyone manages their stress differently, but more people don't manage it or mismanage it than manage it. So I want you to be in your own driver's seat. I want you to be able to control what goes on in the inside of your body as much as you can. And we know that we can control how we manage versus mismanage stress. So this is a simple tip. You can share this with your family, and you can even make notes and have a conversation about it. So I'm just starting to notice right now, and I'm sure you are too, in the news, what's happening already in your neighborhoods. More and more people are returning to the workplaces. There's more box stores open. There's more people in parking lots and in stores. And, there's more traffic. Things are moving a little differently. Again, it's how you're going to manage your stress. So the first thought for me here is, if there's anything or any tip that you want to share that with the group. Or if there's something to add to the tip that I've given you today, please feel free to do so. And if you know anyone else that can benefit from our free Wellness Wednesday tips, invite them to join us. I'd love to see as many of the nearly 500 million people with diabetes here and pre-diabetes so that we can help them all. There is no necessary suffering. It's all unnecessary suffering. And we're here to put an end to that. So I'm super excited about the Holistic Diabetes Solutions monthly mentoring program that we spoke about in a webinar not too long ago. And stay tuned, because we're going to give you more info on that in upcoming weeks. Also, there's been such great interest in so many other things that there's always going to be more upcoming announcements. And there's some upcoming webinars through some upcoming events. So just be sure to check all the posts. And for more information, you can just, join with an email to our email list at holisticdiabetessolutions.com or info@holisticdiabetessolutions, and you can get a lot more information, all free. So look for reminders, look for announcements, and we'll see you next week on our Wellness Wednesday. Have a great day and have a healing day in your life. Adios.